Hello everybody, Mystical Love and Light here. This video is going to be about bells. It was a request from a subscriber on the different ways that bells can be used. Now I'm going to cover a little bit more pertaining to not only the bell, but also other things that can be used the same way because they all are multifunctional. Okay, now we've got bells. You can hang off your door. This came off my front door. I have one on the back door too. You've got your Tibetan singing bowl. You have the bell. Now this one I like because it is very quiet. And I also have the maracas. I have two different sets of the maracas. Until they sound different. So we're going to go over a few uses for them. Of course, any video I do, it's never limited to just what I show you, but this is to give some ideas. Now, these are used in rituals, like ritual bells for their spiritual uses. All sorts of bells are used in many traditions, along with the maracas, the Tibetan singing bowls, wind chimes. I have wind chimes outside. The sounds of each are also used differently according to the frequencies, and the use is to transmit different messages to the deities in the spirit realms, whether it be for healing, messaging, cleansing, banishing, influencing, for attention, to get attention, pretty much so many different uses from these tools. Okay. Now, one time these were called witches' bells. Okay. Now, I do have another bell that is really loud, but for me, what resonates with me is the lighter sound here. Okay. Because for what I use it for. Everybody's going to use theirs for different things that resonates with them. Now, like I say, in the past centuries, it's even been called a witch's bell. Okay. Even though bells are also used in certain churches, it's how the church resonates with their bell and what they use it for. Okay. So for examples, you can use it for healing. Okay. Used it for healing, like is used for its frequencies in certain tones that have certain results and can change energies from negative to positive to influence the healing process. Okay. They can also be used in a messaging to call upon your certain deities in spells or workings to assist you. I use my maracas, sometimes when I'm calling upon my guides and guardians. Sometimes I will use them as a wake-up call, in other words, to say, hey, I need you right now. Please come in and assist me. Even though they're here all the time, I just feel like they're getting the personal invitation when I use my maracas. Okay. You can use them for safety reasons. You can, like I say, this one I have hanging on my front door. The reason I hang them on my front door is to keep out evil, bad negative energies, to keep them out of the house, as well as letting me know that there's an intruder trying to get in. Okay, so like I say, I have one of these hanging on the front and the back, and I have it hanging in a way that it's partly on, and I did it like this because you can like kind of separate them like this. So I have them hanging to where part is on the actual door, the other part is on the actual frame. So if there's any movement in the door that's trying to be jiggled or opened, see, because I have this here that's hanging, and so any movement is going to make them shift or open. You know, like if the door's trying to be opened or wiggled, you're going to hear it because of the shift in the bells. Okay, you can also use any of these for cleansing, used to clear the stagnant air in the room or the area that you're in for certain energies or negativity, or whatever, to cleanse your spiritual tools. You can clean your books with them, your pendulum, your boards, your censer, your mirrors, your wands, your athame, your colander, your incense holder, your candle holder. You can use like the bell to cleanse this, or this to cleanse this, you know, vice versa. You can cleanse your candle holders. Any items that are used spiritually, you can use to, you know, to cleanse with. You can use them for banishing, to banish what is not wanted, whether it's people or energy. Maybe you want to banish an unwanted feeling or emotions, or even bad habits. So, like I say, they're not just used for one certain thing. Maybe you want to use them for influence, using the vibrations. The different bells have to influence changes in one's thoughts, along with your intentions, because sound is energy and energy is sound. Now, as I am going through these and I'm using the word bell, it's going to refer to any of these, okay? Because it's the sound, okay? Keep that in mind. It's the sound. I'm just using bells, so I'm not going through, you know, each one every single time. Maybe you're using it for attention, to get somebody's attention. Bells are used for all sorts of attention getters. Are you simply ringing the bell like for an attendant to come to the counter? Maybe you're in a doctor's office and they have a bell. Maybe you go to a motel, they have a bell. Maybe you go to a little mom and pop store and they're busy stocking or something and not at the counter. They have a bell there. So it's also used to get people's, you know, attention. Maybe like, you know, those long time ago, those triangles, and you ring it, come and get it, because lunch is ready, and everybody's outside working in the fields, and they hear that ringing of the bell, so it's used for attention, okay? You can use it to charge whatever it is you're needing it for. You can use the sound of the bells, singing bowls, maracas, all of these, to charge your crystals, maybe your herbs, as your, you know, flowers, your roots, your wood, your leaves, your water, whatever needs charging on a regular basis for your spells or workings at hand. Sometimes I might use Palo Santo, sometimes I might use sage, but you can also use any of these to charge what you need charging, or to cleanse what you need cleansing. Okay, it all works in hand. So if you only have this, use it. If you only have this, use it. If you only have this, use it. You know, it's whatever you have. Okay? You can also use them for, like, just most spiritual people will always have on hand a bell. Okay? On any of their altars. Bells are just not for Christmas time, okay? A lot of people have them on their altars. And for some people, depending on the person themselves, it may represent air, it may represent water, because the sound could be sound in the air, the water could be, you know, the flowing, the movement of the water. So whichever resonates with you, you can use the element of that, how it resonates with you. You don't necessarily have to find a bell in a witchy shop, okay? If you're like, if you go on eBay or Etsy or any of that and they have bells, okay, I sell on those platforms. But I'll be the first to tell you, when it comes to anything like this, don't buy it from a shop, from like an internet shop, a platform. Go to places, go to the stores, go in person, go to your discount stores. I don't know where you're from, if they have Goodwills or, like, you know, different places that where things are donated to them, and then the shop sells it for a little bit. Go to those places and see if they have anything like this, you know, that makes sounds. If you're interested in finding a bell, pick up every one you're drawn to and ring it. It may or may not resonate with you. You may or may not like the sound after you picked it up, or you may not like how it even feels. Okay? You will eventually find one that calls out to you. The sound is what your energy is feeling. Once you purchase the bell or whatever sound instrument that you're getting, spend time with it. Ring it. Use the different sounds it makes. Soft sounds or more powerful sounds, or to get the effects of, like, which sounds you're using for certain rituals according to how the sound changes you, changes your thinking on how you feel. You know, when you hear it, how does your energy feel when you hear this sound? Is it calming to you? You know, do you feel the stress releasing from your energy field when you're using it? Let the sound pull you to what resonates with the task at hand, because different sounds will resonate differently depending on what you are trying to use it for. Okay, let your bell guide you through your workings. Some people say that they like that the bell or the sound will talk to them. Now, not physically, hi, how are you, ring my bell. No, the sound will talk to them by how they feel, how their body picks up the frequencies and the sound of each tone. Okay, so let it guide you through your workings. This goes for other sounds tools I mentioned at the beginning of the video on these. Now the maracas, you can hear the difference if you go easy or if you go loud, if you go sideways. And this is a maraca too, and it's shaped different. But listen at the difference, okay? Hear the difference? So if you see something and you're like, oh, how cool, how neat, pick it up, feel it. How does it feel? Spend time with it in the store first and just kind of, you know, listen. Does it make your heart beat faster, like not in a good way? Or does it make your heart beat faster in a good way, like, oh, that's what I'm looking for? Okay? Same way with the bell. Maybe you want a bell that's really loud. Maybe you want a bell that has a softer tone, like I do. Listen to it. How does it make you feel? Okay? Ring it different ways, different directions. The ones you hang on the door, I suggest just make sure they're really loud. Some bells you can buy and you can shake them and you don't even hardly hear them. These you can hear them. If somebody's messing with the door, you're going to hear them. Like I say, I made it to where I can separate them. So if one side is on the door and one side is on the frame and the door gets jiggled, you're going to hear them clanking together, or you're going to hear them shift all together. Okay? The Tibetan singing bowl, some people have them really small. Shops, you go into a lot of these shops, some are really small, some, you know, kind of small, some are medium, some are large. I don't know that I would consider this a large, even though it's this size here, where my hand is. But you have to, and ask them in the shop, can I try it out? And if they want to make the sale, they're going to be like, sure, try it out. Because some of them, depending on the size and the weight of it, is going to make different sounds, and you want to listen. Some takes a lot of getting used to, you know, on how to use it. Now, I have my ring on, and a lot of times it's best not to have any jewelry on the hand that you're holding the bowl, because a lot of times it will, if the ring is touching it, it will keep it from vibrating naturally. If I have a ring on, I kind of cup my hand to where, I don't know if you can see, it doesn't even make contact with the bow, if you can see that. So sometimes it just takes, like I say, getting used to on using it. Now, I could go for hours with this thing. When I used to use it, I haven't used it lately, but when I would use it off camera on some of my workings, I would have actually put velvet outside in the back in the gated area so that it wouldn't hurt her ears, you know, as I was using it. But you can also go really light, really soft. So it just depends on how you want to use it and for what frequencies. When you're using it, you can feel the energy in your body changing. So this is just a few examples. Like I say, it was a request from a subscriber. Hope it helps. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, she said she uses her bell for cleansing. She uses it on her altar. A lot of people will have certain places that they want to place their bells on their altars, depending if they're calling on the god or the goddess. It just all depends on how you want to place it or where you want to place yours at. I have these on my ancestor altar, my native ancestor altar. And this I place in the middle because I have Cherokee on one side and I have Aztec on the other side. Some people say on your altars, don't mix ancestors, like on your dad's side or your mom's side or whatever. I've never had any issues, and I've had my native ancestors on the same altar from the time that I can remember, but I keep them half and half. Kind of like two separate altars, but yet they're still together on the same shelf. So I keep both of these, and I keep them in in a glass just like this. I'm trying to put it in the camera just like this. So one is on one side, one is on the other side. Okay? So tell me in the comments below, do you use bells? Do you use the Tibetan singing bowls? Do you use maracas? What do you use and how do you use yours? If you can put it in the comment, and then also too, so that the person that requested this can read your comments also, and other people that are just learning, they can also see how different people use it for different ways. Even if you're a practitioner for years, maybe this will go, you know, have you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that, I have one of those in the other room, and then they can bring it in, you know, their room that they do, you know, that they have their altar and their workings and everything. Okay, so let us know how you use yours and what you use, and thank you for watching. Bye.